So you saw Collateral. You remember Jamie Foxx, you remember Tom Cruise, you remember how intense some of the scenes were, you remember how good the writing was, you remember how good the performances were, you remember how, the tension built during the third act, you remember how intense it was when Jamie Foxx discovered that he was actually driving around with an assassin. Yeah, you remember all that? Yeah, now Mark Dacascos and the team decided to make a Collateral knockoff. Now, take all those elements about Collateral, trim them down, make it a bit more boring, make the cinematography more like videography, add as much exposition as possible, have mediocre action and have I don't want to call them poor performances, like mediocre performances. Then you get this movie, One Night in Bangkok. Now, going into this, I was a bit excited because this is Mark Dacascos. I live for 90s action movies and I've always loved him in his roles in the past. Yes, most of his movies are B-level movies, but going into this, I was a bit excited. And the next thing is that Netflix was constantly recommending this movie. I think it came out yesterday, and Netflix was like pushing it, like, you will like this, you will like this, you will like this. And so finally he gave in, and I watched it, and guess what? Oh my gosh, this is such a boring movie. Oh my goodness, what a boring movie. I had a hard time finishing this movie, and it's only 1 hour 37 minutes. It's not a very long movie. It's a 1 hour 37-minute movie. Now, is there anything good about this movie? Let me see. I love the opening because it takes 7 minutes before Mark Dacascos actually says anything, because he's coming from a different country. He walks into the airport, he does whatever he's doing, and then we always get this shot of him on the shore looking up, looking like he's crying. And so the first 7 minutes, he never talks. He only starts talking after he enters a cab driven by a lady. That's the first time that he actually speaks. And so basically the story of this movie is that his family were killed in Bangkok, and so he comes back for revenge, to take out anyone who was involved with the murder, or everyone else who was involved with whatever happened to the family. So he's a man on a mission, and so he comes in. Now, here's the thing: Collateral. You remember Tom Cruise, gray suit, white beard. Mark Dacascos, gray suit, clean shaved, white beard. Not a big one, a small one. I'm like, okay, I'm starting to see some similarities at the beginning. That's after the 7th minute moment. Then you're introducing to the cab driver. Then he goes to this place, does a hit on a lawyer. And I'm like, when I think about the secretary, don't you ever look up what is happening in your boss's office? I mean, there are some things that happen, you went like, she could have had that. But anyway, so he goes, takes out a lawyer, and then goes back to the cab. And now I'm like, okay, this is Collateral. Let's see. There's a possibility that it might be a better version of Collateral. I mean, this is Mark Dacascos. We might have a bit of martial arts here and there. But then we go back into the taxi, and then we just move around, and they're having conversation. We get to learn very many things about the driver, unnecessary, because it's more of exposition. We don't see the brother, we don't see what happened, we just see glimpses. We just listen to her talk about her state of mind, then we hear Mark Dacascos give his version of the story. All this time she doesn't know that she's moving around with the killer. So he goes to somewhere near the police station, takes out another guy, comes with a wound on his head. The woman notices. She doesn't start questioning him or look into the bag or try to suspect this guy. So he goes to the hospital, takes out another young man with his dad. Then now they discover that he is a killer, and then he gives this whole other explanation. And she has also her own story about an accident that happens. Then we realize that she was actually involved with the death of the family. And then now Mark Dacascos has to go to take out the lawyer. He gets shot. They have an almost martial art fight scene, and then another cop comes out and shoots him, because there was a moment during the hospital scene where Mark Dacascos had a nurse as hostage, and this cop and Mark Dacascos were looking at each other, and Mark Dacascos was like, I don't want to do this, let me just go, I don't want to do this. Then another cop comes out from the side and shoots the nurse, and then Mark Dacascos is forced to shoot this other cop, and so he runs away. And so you have now the cop who saw all those things trying hard to get Mark Dacascos, but he comes in at the right time during this last scene to actually take out the bad guy. when he's just about to take out the taxi driver in Mark Dacascos. I know it's complicated because the movie is that complicated and they had to rely a lot on exposition. Oh my goodness, I can't tell you the amount of time that I took out my phone to actually try to do something different. I was literally, here's the screen, I was holding my phone scrolling on TikTok while I watched what was happening, because there was nothing exhilarating or action-packed that got me invested. The writing was nothing close. The writing is so bad. The writing is so bad that it feels like it was written by a student, a film student, the first time film student who are disconnected from how people communicate in the real world. They write a script like they're writing a movie that's supposed to depict the real world, but they miss out on the small elements about the real world. There are some cringy dialogue, there are cringy moments when some characters say some things and you go like, what? Did they actually think by saying that they would be cool? Now, the story with the cab driver was interesting and the performer was interesting for most part, but when she was forced to go into this awkward moment of Mark Dacascos is shot and she has to come in and go like, oh my gosh, don't kill him. Yet the guy, Mark Dacascos clearly said that he was ready to die. Anyway, you know what? Let me just summarize it this way. If I was to give this out of 5, I would give this a 2 out of 5. No, even I think 2 is too much. This is a 1.5 out of 5. Yeah, because there is, I don't know. Watch it for yourself, give it a try, but it's not a good movie. I'm just being honest here. It's not a big. I don't understand how it's on Netflix. I mean, I'm from Kenya, yeah, right? I'm from Kenya, and we don't get to see a lot of Kenyan content on Netflix. But I've seen better shit on Netflix than this from Kenyan producers. I've seen better Kenyan movies out there in the world, 100 times better than what I saw on Netflix. So I don't get how this works, because this is trash. I'm sorry to say, apart from the fact that they have a big name in the movie, it's trash. It's not a good movie. It's a very poorly done movie. How does it exist on Netflix? Yet in Kenya, in my country, I look at local directors who are making like superior content than this. Anyway, you know what? Basically, if you're thinking about watching this, you have been warned. Just know that it's a very boring movie. If you go into it doing something else. If you love Mark Dacascos, yeah, you're going to enjoy some scenes, but it's just pretentious and shameless, boring, full of exposition, collateral knockoff. Let me just call it that way. So basically that's it. Remember to always watch what you enjoy and enjoy what you watch. I'm not trashing it for no reason. If you saw the movie, you know what I'm talking about. So basically that's it. Remember to always watch what you enjoy and enjoy what you watch. Thanks for watching this. If you are one of my good people who followed me, who subscribed to my channel, and you're still here, I want to say thank you. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. You make this process pretty much easy, because you know that there's someone else, watching this. To the random now 2-3 guys who like my videos, I appreciate you guys. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. Join the family. I'm on a weird journey to 100K, and I keep wondering, will I be the same person? Will we be in the same room? Will I have that majestic man beard or stuff? Will I be a totally different character? Will I be selling ads to you when you're not even interested in ads? Will I be one of those moments you have to skip and move forward because you want to see the end of the ad? Anyway, stick around. Let's see what's going to happen. And I urge you to please subscribe. And thanks for watching this. See you on the next one.